Here we are back with another unboxing. I'm Big Jeff from BigJeffAudio.com, and we're talking about Marts Digital. We did an unboxing a week ago. You should see it on their new MDS 800x4, which is 1% distortion. And then they have more of an entry level right here, the MS Pulse Edition 800x4 2-ohm amplifier. And Marts went back to its roots and said, hey, we're from Brazil. We're going to have Brazilian guts, and that's what they did with the new line here. I'm Big Jeff from BigJeffAudio.com, where you get to see it first. And all these Marts amps will be giveaways.
Heck yeah.
So make sure you watch this video because there's a code word in it that you'll need for the giveaway video. Now, this, if you're looking for a Brazilian option, get away from Tower Amp, Stetson, or any of the others.
Maybe this is just what you need.
Here's an option, because Marts Digital, which are the guys' family from Brazil, came out with a Marts line we launched over a year ago, did very well, but it wasn't Brazilian. It was Brazilian design. No. This right here is Brazilian guts, Brazilian design. And they kept the beautiful boxes that we talked them into. I can see a high to low input. Looks like some mini A&L fuses. So let's see what they got going on here. And I'm not sure why the mini A&L fuses.
Well, that's a big mystery.
Unless there's fuses inside. And guess what? You can't take them apart, but I'm going to take them apart because we're going to take a look inside. Be kind of weird. I've never seen fuses inside an amp, but let's just see what's going on with this. So this is the Pulse MS 800x4. Small footprint. This is your 2-ohm amplifier. Brazilian guts. 2-channel, 4-channel. And also has a high-level input. Hey, before I even go any further, hit that like button. It really helps out. Gets to do these videos, gets to do these giveaways. You love free stuff. I love giving it away. But to do that, we got to expand our platform, the Big Jeff Audio platform. So leave a comment. You can always leave another one at the end of the video. Hit that like button and share it out. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. And, you know, some of my videos are good. Some aren't, but they'll pop up. And if you're on another platform like Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, follow and like us. But anyway, back to this.
Let's get back to business.
So don't have the exact price. They'll be up on our website shortly because today is March 1st. Probably by the time this video comes out, these will be available because I know they were shipping out or supposed to be in the US next week. All right, so let's take a look at this thing. Really small. I love the design. Kind of has that Sound Digital look. Obviously, with it being Brazilian, is
Looks great.
really weird how the Brazilian design can do where there's not much in there, but it creates a ton of power. Now, you might be a Brazilian person, I might not. Me, myself, have had a couple builds with Brazilian amps, and I have my pros and cons to it. But when you're comparing dollar per watt, you can't beat Brazilian power. Now, looking at this thing, pretty small, which it could be fit anywhere. We're talking small, like 6 inches by 6.5 by 2. Super small. All right, looking at this thing, I have a crossover from 35 hertz to 250. Why? It's a full range amplifier, but they do have a switch on here for low pass, high pass, and full range, and that's for both sides. You can put this in 2-channel or 4-channel mode. I do see a gain, plastic potentiometers, and regular type RCAs. On the back side here, I'm looking at 4-gauge inputs and possibly 12-gauge outputs with a step-up style, small Allen wrenches. This is tiny. This can go anywhere, but it's made to be loaded down to 2-ohm for you guys running a bunch of stuff in your doors, tweeters, loudspeakers. This is it. So frequency response 10 hertz to 20 hertz, and efficiency they're saying about 90%. Wow. Okay, let's turn on the Big Jeff cam. Let's get a close-up. You guys like it?
Cam activated.
All right, looking at this side here, you have standard 4-gauge and looks like 12-gauge. Pretty simple. All right, on the other side, well, actually on the front, you have protect, clip, and power on. Nice new look from Marts Digital. And on this side, as we talked about, you have crossover settings, low pass, full, and also high pass. So you have gain and crossover you can set from 35 hertz to 250 hertz. Okay, we need Phillips. Fill-ups. Let's see if this screwdriver will do it. No, do not do this at home.
No matter who you are, whatever you do, please don't try this at home.
No! Yes, most amplifier manufacturers will not warranty it if you go in there and try to be a repair guy yourself. Now, Marts Digital does come with a 1-year warranty. You buy through Big Jeff Audio, something this small, it'll probably cost you like 20 bucks. And you can get a 2-year extended, not just extended, but also accidental, which means basically anything goes wrong, CPS will either pay to repair it or pay to replace it. I recommend that, especially if you guys are killing your stuff. All right, so we got 3 screws up top. And I'm hoping this isn't a funky one where I got to take the sides off and just the bottom plate, but we're going to find out. Looks like there is a serial number, so they are tracked. Yes. While I'm doing this, let's talk about Marts Digital. So when they first came out, they had great, decent mid-level priced amps that did very well. Only ones I really see came back a lot were the real big ones, and that's usually because people don't realize how much electrical you need when you're running 8 and 13 and 30,000 watts, and they're in there with just one alternator and a couple AGMs. That's not going to work. But because they wanted to launch a new line and get back to their roots, which I talked to them multiple times about, they said, well, we're from Brazil, this is what we're doing, so we're going to do that. Now, yep, right off the bottom.
See, that wasn't so hard.
You can see that thing is packed in a little tiny area. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 MOSFET chips. We got a little micro board, that's where all the processing's done. A lot of goop in here. And I'm liking the goop because it's not just the glue, it's like an epoxy, which means this thing can take a lot of vibration.
A vibration.
And yes, there is 2 internal 25 amp fuses, so for 50 amps. First time I ever seen that on the inside. I'm not sure if I'd like that or don't. I'm gonna tell you why, because if you did blow the fuses, then technically it's saying you would need to open it up and check it. But I'm glad I found that, because we should put that in the notes of the website.
That is a good idea.
If the amp's not powering on, to pull your back off. Okay, that's kind of, I wouldn't say weird, it's just the first time I've ever seen that. All right, let's turn on the up close and personal cam. Okay, so right there is the 2 mini A&Ls, 25 amps a piece. So 50 amps. And you can see this thing is tiny, but it is packed.
Packed to the brim.
Now, cool thing about Brazilian design is $1 for watt. You can't beat it. There is a lot of little stuff in here. And you got your coils there, and you can see this epoxy goop. I kind of like them. I'm seeing it on some amps lately, B2 Audio and others. I think this is actually really hard. I think it's able to take a lot of heat, which is good. Okay, so that was surprising to see the fuses internally. I didn't even look at the manual to see if they tell you that. Let's do that. Hey, Big Jeff, thanks for letting us know.
Why are you so nice?
LED indicators, blue steady is on, flashing yellow according to music indicates that the amplifier operation is below distortion level. And then you have a protect light. Some basic wiring. As we stated, it says 4 gauge inputs. And they're saying remote cable is 18 gauge. And the speakers are 9 gauge. Kind of small, I would say 12, but really on a 800 by 4. I don't think you're going to use more than really 12 gauge.
I don't think so either.
Alrighty then. Not 1 ohm cable. It says it was tested at 14.4 volts. And it did 100 at 2 ohms, 150 watts RMS per channel. Kind of off there. Because 150, 153, that's 600. So definitely want to look into that. Impedance, the 10K ohms, 91% efficiency. Rated power, see that's weird. So the rated power 25 amps, music consumption 20 amps. Maybe they just put the 225s in there to
Yeah, maybe.
protect the board. Better to have to replace a fuse. But no, I don't see anything in there about the fusing, which is weird, but I would say that if I didn't take it apart, I wouldn't have known. So I'll know if we have somebody saying my amp doesn't turn on. We'll say, hey, you're going to unfortunately have to pop that cover off and see if you can replace with the fuses it came with. But as always, Marts is a new company. And I do say that when I came out with the first line, they did listen to the comments because we got the version 2 stuff in with the better bass knob, bigger inputs, stuff like that.
Way better.
So I am sure they're going to listen to stuff like this. And right now there is a 3000 pulse, an 800 by 4 pulse, and then they don't have a name. It's just their MDS line, an 800 by 4, which is your higher end, a lot more expensive, but it's 1% distortion from Brazil. I don't know if people really know that. The cheaper, when you have like the HDs, the MDs, stuff like that, the real cheap ones are actually 10% distortion. That's why I think people talk about that these can be speaker killers. You have to spend extra time tuning it properly. 1% is your standard across most of your amps. So with the pulse line, it's 10%. So they compared these to the tower amp line. And that's probably why they made those. So think of it as an HD and an MD. Okay, full range, like I said, low pass, high pass. There is a code word you gotta remember, which is now I'm gonna tell you. The code word is, I don't know, let's come up with something cool. We did pulse last time. I got it. Let's just do it. Fuses. That's the code word. So when you see the giveaway video, and you can actually win this one right here. Where's my marker? Hey Ben, you know where my marker is? I'm gonna sign this now so we know this is the one that we tested and did the unboxing on. Oh, right there. Thank you, Ben. I'm gonna sign this now. We're gonna do the code word fuses. So I'm just gonna put a little note here that says March is 3/1/25 and Big Jeff there. A little bit of a smudge, too much paint. But this way you know this is the amp and why I was taken apart was done on this video, and this will be the one we give away. So MS 800 × 4 pulse, 4 channel, 2 ohm, approximately 150 watts × 4 RMS, and really cool. So we'll get a price. It'll be up on the bigjeffaudio.com website. Check it out. Is this your type of product? Let me know. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think about the mini A&Ls that go inside. That was one I didn't know about. And then I'd love to read them and hand back your input to Marts Digital, who we work side by side with. And let's see what they come out with after that. Stay tuned for the giveaway video that'll be coming up after this one for the code word fuses. I'm Big Jeff from bigjeffaudio.com with another unboxing where you get to see it, talk about it before you even buy it. I'll see you on the next one.